Hi everyone, good evening. This is Rauf here from 𝐶𝐬 International. I am live to you from my little office. It's a home office that I have in this particular room, and I've had this office for the last 2 years. I'm thankful that I don't have to fork out additional rental space in a commercial office space whereby I have to pay every month for, and then this COVID-19 hit us and I have to keep paying for that rent, right? So that's something that I'm thankful for because I'm in the area of real estate and I know exactly the best strategy for myself, my company, to be able to exercise the best benefit when it comes to owning a place, and then at the same time you have the home office and the home and the office at the same place. And it helps me to reduce the tax, helps me to reduce the cost, and so on and so forth. So this is coming to you live from my home office. I'm hoping for a few more people to log on, and I think we have a couple people coming online already by now. Today's topic is rather interesting. I likely might have a few people who are probably seniors or experts in their own field of investment, like stocks, real estate, in different countries, and probably you might have a different opinion than what I have. So this is just me sharing my opinion. And the topic for today is, should you invest during a crisis? This is a crisis, and I don't know why I say crisis and I'm smiling at the same time, but it is not something for us to be celebrating about. In all honesty, hand to heart, I'm not attempting to celebrate a crisis. I'm just going to touch on this point that we're going to discuss tonight. Should we invest during a crisis? The answer for that, for me, I would say, personally for me, I would say a big yes. That's me. But for everyone else, I would say depends or maybe. All right. So it is not something whereby everyone should invest during a crisis. That's not what I'm trying to say. And please be careful. So before I begin this particular live that I'm doing now, I just have to say, please seek and find your own legal, tax, and investment opinions and advice. Everything that I'm sharing is mine alone, and it is not should not be treated as legal advice or investment advice for you. Please do not do that. Okay, I just have to say that. This is for the lawyers, of course. All right, so let's go on. I am of the opinion that when I want to invest, this is personally for me, I would like to know that I'm always investing because I'm investing on value. That's my number one rule. I'm always investing based on value. And what do I mean by value? In my area of real estate, this is not a real estate live that we're doing tonight. This is not. But in my area of real estate that I specialize in, I'm always investing based on value. That's mine, okay? But for everyone else out there, there's 1,001 different ways that you can invest in anything. There's many, and real estate is just one of it, guys. And I'm not saying it's the best, all right? For me, it is definitely one of the best out there in the world. And if you speak to Grant Cardone, you speak to Kiyosaki, they will always say real estate is the time and tested true way of building wealth, all right? But I do acknowledge there are other people who make plenty of money from the market, the stock market, investment, from options, from futures. There's a lot of you, okay? And this is something for me to acknowledge. Hey, you guys were successful in your area of expertise, in your area of investment, and I would love to learn from a few of you. So here I am, just talking about, oh, sorry, I've got some technical difficulties, all right? It's okay, all right. So I just want to speak about investment during a crisis tonight. And the number one rule that, the rule that Warren Buffett will always say, number one rule of investment, don't lose money. Number two, remember rule number one. That's his investment advice. My investment advice is the same, okay? All right? And this is the thing about a lot of people, especially beginners. And every time I speak to some of them, they are always asking, when is the best time? What's the best tip? What's the next tip? What is the next big thing? What is the next thing that's going to make me a lot of money? At the end of the day, people are always asking me this. Hey, Rauf, can you show me which button press, come out money? I want to know that. I want to press that button, come out money. I want to press that button, come out money. All right? If you don't have, all right, there's no such investments in the world. But I press button, come out money. Probably a couple of scams. You just give money, then come out more money, right? But in the real world of investment, especially in my area of real estate, there's a lot of work and a lot of research, a lot of data crunching that determines whether you make or you break. in that investment. Okay, so for you, if you want to look at, if you want to keep asking around for the best, next best tip, next best advice, my advice to you is change that. Okay, change that. Instead, seek knowledge, seek the understanding on how the investment vehicle works, and find out if this is something you like to do for yourself. If it's to your liking, go ahead. Okay, so that's my number one advice, because nobody has a crystal ball. No one. All right. As of right now, the market has been hit, right? If you know, the recent Dow Jones has been hit and then it rallied back up again. But if you were to look at the market, okay, let me just share a screen here. Let me just share with you something. All right. Let me share. Oops, sorry. Okay, share. Oops, sorry about that. This. Okay, if you see this is the Dow Jones. Okay, guys, the Dow Jones had one of the biggest fall ever on somewhere about last week or last 2 weeks. Okay, and you see this major fall. All right, and people were like, wow, this is the best time for me, because they are suffering the worst ever drop, right, in history, and they were dropping and dropping like flies, and $5 trillion worth of market cap was wiped out from the market. And if you, however, think that's the bottom, the worst is to just buy because everybody is buying. Okay, but if you were to go all the way to the back, you will realize that is actually one of the top. Okay, and just a decade ago in 2010, it was just here at 6,000 plus, which is one of the lowest then, but now is at dropping at about 19,000 something. Okay, I don't invest in the stock market. Just for your info, I do not invest in the stock market. But for me, I know, okay, there are a lot of friends of mine who does successfully invest in the stock market, and they make a lot of money from that. Okay, my specialty is in the area of real estate. So if you agree with what I'm saying here, I just want you to comment below. Okay, if you agree to thinking that if you want to invest, you cannot, nobody has a crystal ball. Okay, never ever time the market. If you agree with me, please just drop a comment if you think you agree with me. Okay, so this is for the Dow Jones, and I just want to say definitely that if you are looking at timing the market, you're gonna get a world of hurt. In 2015, 2016, okay, in the stock market, people were saying it is a bubble. Okay, people were saying this property market, this stock market was a bubble, and they were probably right at that point in time. 2015, 2016, it was a high, right? And then out of the blue, they thought it's going to drop, but instead it rallied further up. It became more parabolic. Okay, so there were a lot of people who was trying to time the market, and they lost the opportunity of riding up the market, right? They lost it. They thought it's going to drop, but instead it didn't. It went all the way up, it went parabolic. So if you see here, that's another case in point, whereby if you try to time the market, okay, you will likely get hurt as well. Okay, so you need the best understanding possible. You need the best knowledge and the best investment advice from the experts, those who have done it. So these are the people you need to seek knowledge from. Okay, so I just want to share with you another slide that I created. It is what we call what I call my own. I just created this today. If you are interested in this particular flow chart, okay, if you're interested in this particular flow chart, please let me know, and you can drop. We will send you the flow chart later on. Okay, there you are. Okay, this is a very fun flow chart I created for this topic tonight. And should you invest or no? That is the question. Okay, in this particular crisis especially, whether, for me, crisis is one of the best opportunity possible for you to invest. But everyone has their own point whereby should they or should they not invest. So you need to ask yourself this question. So I created this flow chart for you. Let's go through this flow chart together. Okay, so the first is you start here. I have capital. Should I start investing during a crisis? If you answer yes, then the next question to ask is this: can you sleep at night when you lose the money? Number one question: can you sleep at night when you lose the money? If your answer is no, can you just drop a comment below? If you say no, I cannot, then the immediate reply that I'll give you: don't invest. You're not ready. Okay, this is why I say it's subjective. You're not ready. So if you cannot sleep at night because you might lose the money, don't ever try to invest. Okay, invest only with capital or money that you can afford to lose. That is the #1 principle of investing that you should give. If this is money that you have to borrow, this is money that is meant for your kids to go and is meant to feed your animals. Sorry, your kids and your wife. All right, this money is meant for you to support your family. Do not ever use that for investment. Okay, so write down. You can write this down if you want to. Okay, and I will drop this PDF in the group, the Survive and Thrive group. If you're interested to have this PDF, please drop your join us in the group, and I will share this file in particular to you later. Okay, in this particular group. So if your answer is yes, you can sleep at night. If you lose this money, then proceed downwards. The next question to ask is, do you know a current investment vehicle? Yes or no? Is there anything, or are you just you're an investment virgin? Never invested. The only thing you invested is probably the bank deposit. Okay? Do you have any knowledge of an investment vehicle right now? Do you? If the answer is no, then you have to ask, do you know someone who might know? Do you have someone who might know an investment vehicle that you might be interested of? If your answer is still no, then I ask you, do you want to learn how to invest? If your answer is still no, if you see here, my immediate box here is what the? I have something else to add, what the? Then I'll just say to you, don't invest. Okay? What the? No, investment is not for you. Stick to working and earning money. Okay? Because you're just not ready. But let's go back to the very first one. Do you know a current investment vehicle? Your answer is yes. And ask, are you aware of its risks? Okay, your answer is no, then you can go and repeat back the loop earlier above. Your answer is yes, I know an investment vehicle. I am aware of its risk. Ask yourself then the next question, have you updated yourself about your investment vehicle in this current COVID-19 market condition? Ask that question first. Like for me, real estate. Right now, in this at this point in time, it is going to be tough, all right, to find properties to buy at good value. Okay, because it's not that it's not available. It is available, but it's hard to close when everything's in lockdown, right? Okay, so you got to know what's going on in the market, guys. That's important. Okay, so are you updated about the current vehicle, or your current vehicle in this current market condition? Your answer for that is yes, I'm aware. Okay, do you have all your research completed to start investing? Have you researched how much is the minimum? If you're interested in stock, what kind of platform do you want to use, or brokerage? Okay, have you learned about candlestick and breakout patterns and all that? Do you know what that is if you want to do stock investing or trading? Okay, if you have answered yes, the next last question is, are the potential returns good enough for you? Okay, if the answer is yes to all of that, go ahead. I think you're ready to invest. This is just a guide. Okay, guys, this is a simple guide for you to use if you're interested to decide and figure out, hey, am I ready to invest or not? Of course, all this is contingent on the fact that you have the capital to invest. If you have no capital to invest, then definitely you should not start investing at all. Okay, figure out a way to manage your money instead and eventually grow your base of capital so that you can find a vehicle to invest. Now, let's proceed on the second or the third box here. Are you aware of its risk? And then if you know, then you go to the column number 2. Do you have someone who might know the investment vehicle? If your answer is yes, if you know somebody, then ask, is he or she willing to assist you? Okay, if yes, ask yourself then, are you interested in that investment vehicle that they have? If yes, your answer to that is yes, you're interested, then seek and reach out to your friend. Ask them the advice for you to start investing in whatever they do. Reach out to them. Don't be shy. Okay, guys, do not be shy and ask them, hey, what exactly, how exactly do you do? What exactly do you do? I've seen online that you're making money from buying stocks or buying options or buying property. How do you do that? Can I learn? Figure out. Be open. Reach out to them. Don't be shy. Okay. If your answer to all that is no, go on to the third column. Do you want to learn how to invest, guys? If your answer is no, I'll say what the. But let's say yes, you want to learn. Okay, you're interested to learn. And are you busy? That's the next question. Are you busy and are you time poor? I have money, but I don't have the time. I'm too busy. I have a business. I have a wife and 3 kids running at home. Okay, I got no helper, right? And I have no time to learn anything. Please, I need help. Then if you're busy typo, you have no time, but you're interested, okay, then my advice to you is that if you're belonging to this category of people, you need to invest with a fiduciary or an investment advisor, someone who will do all the work for you, someone who has the trusted track record to invest for you and do it successfully, okay, because of the fact that you are just time poor, you have no time, okay, you need something trustworthy out there, okay, all right, but let's say no, okay, you are not busy enough, or maybe you are busy but you make time, then the last thing to do is to educate yourself via workshops, all right, on online, offline, in person, hopefully when COVID-19 is over, on real estate, stocks, anything that you find that's legit and that can make you money and that's also safe, okay? So this is a simple flow chart that I created to guide you, especially those who are just wondering and scratching their head, what should I do, what should I do, what should I do, right? So this is a good guide for you. It is something that I just conjure up just now. And I hope you find it useful. And I hope that you think, if you're really interested to know that, I would love for you to just drop a message, okay, in the comments. Just comment below that you're interested and join us in our group. I will share with you the PDF there, okay, if you're interested in that particular flowchart. All right. So if you have any question, you please feel free to reach out to us. Okay. So right. So at the end of the day, when someone is investing, it is always investing with money that they are ready to split. They're ready to lose the money. Okay. This is number one rule of investment. When I have investors, okay, or who some of my clients who speak to me about, hey, there's a lot of real estate investments in the US now that they feel the US market is going to be hit very, very badly. Now, my answer to that, okay, in terms of real estate investing, because my specialty is in US real estate, my answer to that is yes, it's likely that real estate in the US might take a hit. And I know for a fact that the forbearance, whereby people don't have to pay the loans, cannot last forever. The mortgage servicer, the company servicing the mortgage, okay, who's receiving money for loan repayment, right? Okay, all these companies, they are suffering very, very badly, and they are awaiting the chance to foreclose on the property, okay? And when that happens, the thing is this, if you are trying to time the market, okay, and you want to do real estate, if you try and wait 6 months, 12 months down the road, the problem would be that you might end up, okay, you might end up missing the boat, okay? The boat might have sailed before you can even get on board, okay? Price might get shot up. So there's no right time, okay, to enter the market, especially for me, okay, because I know for a fact it is possible for you to even buy something now, right now. It's just a matter of knowing how. Maybe my old method, whereby we always buy from auctions, cannot work anymore, doesn't work, okay? But I know there are wholesalers, people who has access to the inventory directly, they're ready to close, okay? And there is a way, all right, there is a way for me to go and look and view the property without needing to be there. And if I find data that I have researched is suitable, it is good enough, and I find someone to go down to the property, and I can make a good offer on a property at 30% of the value, 40% of the value, if I can do that, I would definitely want to jump in, because it is not impossible for you to still make money now in real estate in America. It is very possible. This is not trying to promote investments in the US, guys, okay? There are many different ways. My point is, do not try to time the market, okay? Do your due diligence. That's the word, that's keyword. I missed it from my head. Do your due diligence. Your due diligence is important. Research your data. Look at what's going on. Find out what people are missing. If you only want to trust the news, then you know what? You're going to be misinformed, okay? Because everything, the news was in the past, like a few days ago or yesterday, okay? All right, and that people have already happened. So if you want to base everything just on the news, you will probably might have missed the boat. So you need to look at data. Find something that people are not sensing. Go down and reach out to the people on the ground who are selling, In real estate, for me, go and find out from the realtor who's selling that, the wholesaler who's selling that property, what's going on, what's the story behind it. That's one way that you can make money. Okay, and it's possible in this particular market condition. My advice: if you want a tip, okay, if you're asking me for a tip, you want a tip, what is the number one tip that you can give me? When I can only give tips in US real estate, all right? And the only tip I can give you is this. As of now, COVID-19, it is a time to hold, okay? Buy and hold. You need to pivot towards cash flow, all right? You will need to look at earning cash flow. Grant Cardone has already said this. Okay, but although Grant Cardone, for me, is one of the best real estate investors out there, all right, he's a bit one-dimensional because his only belief is in apartment investing, okay, which is great, all right. But what about the little guys, all right? People who just want to make 10, 20, 30,000, okay, or who wants to earn a couple of thousand from a couple of properties that they own on their own without needing to rely on a big fund, all right? There are some people aspiring to have their own private investment, right? Okay, so this little group that I usually serve, okay, if you're looking at that, then you can probably look at pivoting and owning properties for the purpose of cash flow. And cash flow properties in a down market, when people cannot qualify to buy a house, houses are still in big demand because people need shelter, they need roof above their head. And that's the number, that's a fact. Okay, when the shelter in place order by the state governor is in place right now, they did not stay in an office, guys. They stay in their house, they stay in a home. They are not roaming around the streets, okay? They still need shelters, a roof above their head. So it is important that you know, when you invest, I can choose to buy it so cheap, and I can earn cash flow and returns and earn my returns back from the amount I paid. Not the market value, but the amount I paid at. That's the beauty, that's the unique thing here. And the returns yield, the rental yield, that I know I can help my investors do in rental properties in the US is many times above what they can earn in Singapore, okay? What they can earn locally, all right? So enough about real estate in the US. So all I want to say to you, going back to my main topic today, should you invest during a crisis? If you have, go through the flow chart that I showed you earlier, join us in a group, and I will be more than happy to share with you the flow chart. Let me just share with you the screen again. This flowchart, if you're interested, this is the flowchart for you to see and guide and ask yourself, hey, am I ready to invest? Yes or no? Okay, it's a simple flowchart for you to use. So use this. I will only share this to my group member, okay, in the group that we have. All right, so that's about it that I have for today. And today we end a little early, and I hope that if you find this useful, please share this video on Facebook, and I'll be more than happy to reach out to any of you who's interested to know about investing in any form. My next topic that I want to talk about is on this title of pandemic-proof investments. Okay, pandemic-proof investments. So this is something that we will be covering in the next session, and I look forward to hearing and meeting all of you again in the next live. This is Rauf Said here, and before we go, just say good night and please stay safe, take care, and I will see you again. Thank you, bye-bye.